Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, Zach Lesage here. Today we're going to be going over another deck profile and gameplay video, and that's going to be focusing on Ian Robb's Arceus VSTAR Toolbox deck. Now, Ian Robb is one of the most accomplished players in our Pokemon TCG entire game, and they recently won the Indianapolis Regionals with Arceus VSTAR featuring Galarian Birds and Hoopa V and Medicham V. It looks a little bit crazy, binder drop-ish, but it's much better than that. If it's winning a regional championships, it has to be good, right? So we're going to be going through the deck, explaining what it is. List is going to be in the description. Again, shout out to Ian Robb. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think about this deck and what type of content you want to be seeing in the future. Let's spark a discussion. I'll get up with all of y'all into the deck profile. Let's get it. You are now watching Zach Lesage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it. So here we have it, Ian Robb's deck. It's an Arceus base, and I mean, we'll be able to use Trinity Charge and Trinity Nova to accelerate energies onto our various Pokemon. And some of the Pokemon here might be a little bit weird, but I'll explain why they're good. So of course, like Arceus, power things up. It's a pretty bland attacker if you think about it, but the flavor comes with all the techs. We have Galarian Moltres, so after we've sacrificed some prize cards in appropriate matchups, we can use Malevolent Charge, Beam Down, use Fiery Wrath, and do 50 plus 20 for, do 20 plus 50 for each prize card our opponent has taken, so it could really add up. We have plays with Galarian Moltres V, especially when we combine it with something like Raihan to beam it into play out of nowhere. Again, this can be very powerful against dark, weak decks like Mew VMAX, so we could use Aura Burn for a knockout. We have Zigzagoon, so Zigzagoon plus Choice Belt plus Trinity Nova equals 220 damage if we have a double turbo energy on there. As you can see, we also have double turbo. So 200 plus 30, 230, minus 20, 210, plus 10 from Zigzagoon. 220 knocks out other opposing Arceus Vs and other Pokemon like the Galarian Moltres V, etc. We have Hoopa V, that's both Psychic and Dark type with its two-phased ability, which can be very strong against Rapid Strike Urshifu decks, and again, these Mew VMAX decks that are weak to Dark. We also have access to Zapdos V. So Zapdos V is going to be incredibly powerful against Arceus decks, and maybe if you run into a Gengar or Jolteon VMAX deck that are slightly less popular. We have Medicham V, that's probably the weirdest of the bunch. So you can put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If they're knocked out by that attack, you can take another turn. So it does allow you to go something like Quick Shooting, Scoop Up Net into another Quick Shooting, and then Zigzagoon, and then knock out a Manaphy in play, or knock out a Dunsparce or anything else like that. So small HP Pokemon giving you opportunities. You can always go Raihan or go double turbo energy on it. The double turbo energy won't minus off damage counters because it only minuses off damage. Beyond that, we're also just going to be playing a Drizzile Inteleon engine. Everything else is pretty normal when it comes to the build of this deck. We do have 2 copies of Energy Switch, so we could beam down with Malevolent Charge, Energy Switch, and make things happen. Another way to power up things like Medicham, or even boost Thunderous Kick if Fighting Instinct is going to cover all the cost. So really a lot of text going on here, but this is the type of deck that's going to see a lot of success if you really know how to play it. And I think a lot of players are going to be playing it for this weekend of regionals and for other weeks coming up. I mean, we saw Vancouver regionals the following week in Bremen and stuff like that. So let's play some games with this deck and see how it plays out. Alright, so we're going to call it coin flip, and we won the coin flip. So one thing that we want to be able to do with this deck is go first. We are an Arceus deck, so attaching an energy to an Arceus can be huge. And that's really what's going to be the case here. We will have access to Arceus and an energy. Our hand's not great, but we'll have access to Arceus and an energy. We have 2 turns to top deck. We'll see how it goes. So our opponent playing this Genesect V deck. Interesting. I am going to go ahead and quick ball away this Manaphy for an Arceus. So we want to have Arceus to power up Dark type Pokemon and eventually attack with Galarian Moltres if we need to. Changing up our strategy depending on how things go. So let's go Arceus V. Perfect. Let's go like this. I'm fine to put something like the Galarian Moltres in my discard pile just to get another Sobble. And I want to leave 2 cards just in case we top deck an Ultra Ball. I don't want to be playing our hand down to take away our options. So we are going to go for another Sobble here just in case things go wrong. And let's go ahead here and pass. I would hate to discard this hand, but sometimes that's all you can do. Let's see what happens. I mean, we'll take as many turns as possible. But right now, if we're able to get off an Arceus VSTAR next turn, we're on top deck mode. But when it's on top deck mode, you got to look at the things that we have available in a deck like this. We have all of our supporters, so a couple copies of Research Marnie, so that's like 4 cards. We have like 4 copies of Level Ball, 4 copies, like there's so many things between us just getting a Drizzile, an Arceus V-Star, a way to search out one of those cards, a way just to draw cards. Maybe even our opponent, like if we're lucky, we'll play a Marnie. I mean, we're not that lucky, and it looks like our Sobble is just going to get knocked out. And maybe if worse comes to worse, our Arceus is going to get knocked out, but we'll see how it happens. We might have a little bit of wiggle room here. We're okay to sacrifice some prize cards because late game we could go Klara if we are able to get set up and knock things out. With these toolbox decks, you can sometimes get a start like this, though. So that's why it's usually pretty good to be playing these decks in best of 3. Has our opponent gone through both of their Genesects now? I'm just trying to double check here. I would really love, so they use Fog Crystals, drew Genesect V, put Genesect on the bench. Fusion Strike, I think they have another Fusion Strike system ability, so this should mean that they have 2 Fusion Strike abilities, and they're just trying to find an energy. Yeah, they use that one first, so, I mean, I think our Sobble's pretty much going to get gobbled up. The fact that they're playing the Fog Crystal tells me that they're likely playing Pokemon Catcher. It's very possible that this Arceus just gets knocked out. But with only 7 energies, it's, I don't know, we'll see how the Mew VMAX deck goes. A lot about knowing what's in our opponent's deck. We could try our best here. There's Mew VMAX. I'm totally cool with that being in their hand. That might slow down their draws a little bit. Yeah, so far, if they don't get their energy off those top 2 cards, it looks like our Sobble is going to live another turn, and we may or may not just have an extra opportunity to draw past if we do not find a way to get out Starbirth. Best case scenario is that we find, I don't know, I think we have pretty good odds of top decking, probably about 50-50 chance of getting something, and I don't need a lot here. We just need to be able to accelerate energies to our Pokemon. So even though our back's against the wall, I'm hopeful, glass half full mentality. Let's see how it plays out. Just gonna retreat. Do they have the energy? What? Really? I would have never expected that they had the energy. At this point, it doesn't make sense for us to send up the Sobble because we just have to go for a Drizzile, for a Scoop Up Net or something else like that. So we're just going to send up the Arceus. If we don't get it, we don't get it. And we got a Quick Ball, so that's really not going to help us out here at this point. We're going to give our opponent the Well Played. This is easily how you could lose a game against a deck like this. Even though you're playing all these Dark-type attackers, it might just not work out for you. So Well Played to our opponent. We'll concede this one. We'll try out another game. Totally happens to us all the time. Alright, so we're going to call the coin flip. We won the coin flip. Yo, let's go. At this point, when you're playing an Arceus deck, you just pray for an Arceus and an energy. I'm fine with no basic Pokemon as long as we re-roll into a decent hand. It sucks to start with something like Manaphy or just like Lone Sobble, can't bench anything else down. We don't even need to get the energy. It's just one of those things where we need to get something. I mean, we did get Arceus energy, and we're fine starting with Sobble. Our hand actually seems playable this game. As long as we don't play again, I mean, I think we're probably okay against most matchups. It's really, we got the going first part down pat. So let's go ahead and Quick Ball. I don't think we need Hoopa this matchup. It's something that we might be able to Klara back. And I don't think our opponent's likely going to play Echoing Horn. Let's take a quick look through our prize cards. See what's missing. We do have Zapdos, which could be very important in this matchup if we're playing against an Arceus deck. We have a Fighting Energy, so we're good there. We have access to a lot of things. So I'm going to go with Arceus Energy there and go Sobble down. We have Evolution Incense for Starbirth. Starbirth can get us a double Turbo Energy. Maybe a Drizzile. Drizzile can go Scoop Up Net, and we could get Choice Belt and play Research. Like, we have ways to knock out this Arceus next turn, depending on what our opponent does. So we're in a very powerful position. And the fact that they're just going Capture Energy means they're likely just not getting things off. To me, this looks like they are playing some kind of Arceus, probably Gyarados, if I ever saw one. So there's 2 Arceus going down. They play the Jolteon with Memory Capsule, which has been pretty popular lately. So I'm going to go for, Evolution Incense for the Arceus V-Star. This is fine before anything else gets popped off, and I mean, we don't necessarily need to use Drizziles yet. So let's go for this. Do we have the Zigzagoon? We do not have Zigzagoon, so it's not going to be possible for us to get a knockout here. Now, I mean, I guess it is possible if we change things up. So we do have the energy switch. So let's try to make this happen. Let's go for a Scoop Up Net first, because that's going to be possible. Again, we just want to look through. We have the Choice Belt. We don't have the Zigzagoon. We could go for Moltres here, or there are ways for us to get energies, right? Like, we can go ahead and grab Moltres, energy, and then use Drizzile to search for something else. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, is just, or maybe we'll just go Choice Belt here in general. I think Choice Belt might just be the wave. And we'll go Moltres energy with this. So let's go ahead and go Starbirth. Moltres. And we'll just grab the energy so we have a higher chance. So I'm going to go like that. I'm feeling okay with this so far. Moltres, attach the energy down, because we want to be able to knock out the Arceus V. Double turbo energy would minus our attack enough, so considering that we prized our Galarian Zigzagoon, we're in a tough spot. Please get the energy, please get the energy. Oh, we are so good at Pokemon. Let's go! Nothing great going on beyond this, though. We could go ahead and attack with Medicham V, but I think, like, I'd rather just go with this. And we have boss's orders for next turn. So I'm going to go with Trinity Nova. No need to power up anything else. It would have been nice to get out like a Zapdos, but we're going to take the knockout there. Like, we played really well among our things. We have an energy for next turn. There's the Zigzagoon that was hiding. But when there's a will, there's a way, and sometimes you got to look at energy switch plays. And that's one thing that I think is implied with this deck, having double energy switch. We might be able to even go energy switch, attach, knockout next turn, depending on how they play things out. Zapdos is certainly a possibility, and I mean, I think that our opponent's just going to try to slow us down with their Jolteon with Memory Capsule. So this is going to stop all of our water Pokemon from having abilities, stopping our Shady Dealings Inteleon from popping off. That's my hunch, but I could be wrong. I mean, we'll still get another freebie attack off against their Arceus. I don't think we're getting attacked here. I mean, they could go for Raihan, but they actually don't even have the energy in their discard pile. I think we're in a great spot this game, and otherwise what might be a difficult matchup, because Jolteon Memory Capsule is seeing a lot more play. So there's that. That could be for the Raihan play here. The fact that they also have water energy, yeah, I guess they're just going to concede this game. We take those. Totally fine. So I know this is not the longest video, but it does explain what the deck can do. I've already recently covered Dark Inteleon Arceus, and that deck is very similar to this, except this deck plays the Galarian Zapdos and it plays the Medicham. Now, the Galarian Moltres is really going to be the core of this deck after the Arceus V-Star, so you did see in that second game how we were able to go energy switch in between things, so that could have been a Medicham in the right situation. I mean, I could play 100 games here and be like, yeah, we're going to get out the Dunsparce and then knock them out with the Zapdos. Like, these are things that are going to be coming few and far between, especially when you're playing a Toolbox deck, so every game will vary in the way that you will have to play or identify your prize cards is going to change. It doesn't necessarily make for the most content-heavy video, but it does show you that this deck does have a little bit of plays. I mean, if there's anything else you want me to go dive in a little bit more, I'm not Robb, but I certainly think I understand how this deck works. Let me know in the comments below if you want something a little bit more than that. I do offer coaching on Metafy. And again, check out my Dark Inteleon video. That would basically be a continuation of this, or a very similar thought process as this deck, where we're an Arceus deck, we're powering up Pokemon that are important for the matchup, and then, of course, we have techs to get around the techs that they might have. That's literally all the secret is, but it is a great deck in our Brilliant Stars format, and I hope that everyone enjoys this video regardless. Toolbox decks can sometimes crumble, but in a best of 3 format, you just gotta hope that you prevail on. I don't necessarily think I could consider Arceus decks for any kind of tournaments, especially a regional tournament, just because you flip a coin and you lose. That's one of those things where we'll see however it goes. Anyways, I will catch up with everyone later. Be sure to give this a like, subscribe, and in the comments, and I'll catch up with all y'all later. Peace out and have a great one. Are you trying to get better at Pokemon TCG? Well, if you are, you're in the right place. I offer coaching at metafy.gg/@ZachLasage. That link is in the description, and you pick up a coaching session from me and book it on the website. I likely have availability this week, and you can see exactly what my availability calendar is at any given time. I offer training plans to help players get ready for any of their upcoming events, including getting all the way to the World Championships, or you can pick up a one-on-one coaching session from me and learn the game at your own pace. I offer a variety of opportunities for players to get better at the game, and it's one of those things where there's a lot of players who I've turned into regional, international, and even a world champion along the way. If there's anything that shows, I have an FAQ on the website, so by all means, check it out and get better today. I'd love to help you on your Pokemon journey and be absolutely amazing to see your growth. If you're looking for a great deal on some physical Pokemon TCG cards, you can head over to atlascollectibles.com or atlastcg.com, type in whatever cards you're looking for. So Arceus VSTAR is absolutely hot right now. Let's search up Arceus VSTAR. You can see they have a great selection of cards, and it's continuously getting new stock all the time. And we can add these to our cart. You can see I already added one to my cart. So when you're going to check out, you can use code ZLASAGE8. Use that code, and you can save off your order. That was $4.80 of savings just off of an Arceus VSTAR. It's all in Canadian pricing, and they do shipping across the world. So by all means, check out atlastcg.com, atlascollectibles.com, and use code ZLASAGE8 to save on your next order of physical Pokemon TCG cards. Check out PTCGO Store.com, the best place to get Pokemon TCG online codes. There's a lot of selection available, and I have a discount code available for the website as well. You can pick up any kind of cards, just going up here. You can add them to your cart in any quantity that you need to get the cards that you need. And you can go to the discount code right over here, and you can put in code ZLASAGE5 to save 5% on your next order of codes. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video and have yourself a great day. Thanks.